Hello, Internet! Watching on YouTube there. This is round 7 of the Players' Cup 4, playing against another very well-known European player, Desu. I believe this is Desu, isn't it? Dave. With a team not too dissimilar to the team that we played in the last round. And it's a very male team as well, too. And the last game went very well for us, so I was feeling quite confident here as well. He's actually got 2 Intimidates as well, so Zapdos, yeah, I'm going with the same 4 as I did in the last game. But this team does have a weakness to Thunderous, but because it's open team sheet, yeah, again I am playing against, you know, the one of the who's of European players, but again, you have to qualify to get into the Players' Cup, don't you? So, of course, everyone's going to be, good in this tournament. But yeah, I've got a weakness to Thunderous. But because of the open team sheet, I can see this Thunderous is actually special. And it's got Thunderbolt, Thunder Wave, Taunt, and Protect, I think, or something like that. I thought in front of Raichu, it can't really do a whole lot. So, just like in the last game, I can lead with Raichu and Zapdos and be okay. And because he doesn't have goggles on Thunderous, my Amoonguss can then come in, because again, I'm assuming I'm going to be losing my Raichu turn 1 here. I can get the Amoonguss in and just Rage Powder anything away. But he has got Taunt on the Thunderous, hasn't he? And yeah, we've been through this. We have been through this, haven't we? My team does struggle with... Oh, it's Eerie Impulse. That's the one, yeah. My team does struggle with big water Pokemon because the only way I've got to touch water Pokemon for super effective damage is with my Raichu, which isn't the biggest offensive threat. Yeah, thank you for clarifying there. I believe he was actually streaming this as well, but I didn't bother looking back to see what his reactions were. I believe he was 4-0, but then he dropped to 4-2, and then we had this game. Anyway, yeah, and so dealing with bulky water Pokemon is a problem for this team, which is why if I can get a good hit off it with Zapdos, then I'm alright. In the last game, getting the Electro off was key for us because of the Spectria's Will-O-Wisps, but in this game we've got Thunder Wave to worry about from the Thunderous there as well. Now, I know that there's a very good chance I'm going to be losing my Raichu turn 1. This Blastoise wasn't... He actually taunts my Zapdos there as well. I'm not quite sure why. I suppose it can't do a whole lot else with the Raichu on the field. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. So Electro Orb isn't as useful for us here, but I'm just going to double into this Blastoise because, again, I struggle with big, bulky water Pokemon. So if I can just get this Airstream and Thunderbolt into the Blastoise, it doesn't knock it out. It's at the cost of my Raichu, but at least I get a lot of damage into his Blastoise and put it in range of, definitely an Airstream, not an Aqua Jet or anything, but I get it in range of a lot of attacks. So I'm quite satisfied with that turn because, again, just like in the last set, I can bring in my Amoonguss and Rage Powder whatever away and do whatever I want. But the difference between this game and the last game, or the 2 differences, is, it's just one big difference really, is that Thunderous is not Spectria. In the last game, I was very comfortable because at this point in the game, I could just Airstream, knock out the Spectria, roll through the team. Here, I can't do that. Zapdos doesn't threaten the Thunderous. But he has got Taunt on the Thunderous. My obvious play is to Rage Powder, isn't it? And just attack into the Blastoise to knock it out. So, for the first time in this tournament, I'm going to make a really hard read here. He does max guard the Blastoise, as I expected. I protect my Amoonguss, as he does try and taunt it. He doesn't Thunder Wave, he doesn't Thunderbolt my Zapdos. And I knuckle, because I do need damage, into this Thunderous. And that's pretty good damage into the Thunderous. So we're not sitting too bad because we have got another turn that we can Rage Powder. This Cannonade chip damage is actually doing, you know, it is racking up. And yeah, I mean, I suppose this is a nice point in the game-ish because, again, I can just Rage Powder and I have got, you know, disregarding doubled max guards, the knockout on Blastoise here. But the thing is that he will just be taunting my Amoonguss, and I can't Rage Powder anymore after this. So I should just be Airstreaming. Yeah, he does. I should be Airstreaming, but as long as I Airstream here, if he does Thunder Wave me, I'm essentially back to neutral speed, which isn't bad. I'm struggling with this Thunderous, though. The Thunderous has got Citrus Berry. And my Amoonguss is now taunted. I have got a Azumarill in the back, I believe. Yeah, here's the Landorus, activating my Defiant. Yes, now I remember this turn very well. He's used his Dynamax. I've used my Dynamax. This Landorus has not got... Yeah, okay, so I'm anticipating he's probably got Registeel in the back. And so my Zapdos is quite important here. So I don't want it to be Thunder Waved. But because I did Airstream that last turn, even if he did Thunder Wave, I would be at neutral speed and at +2 with a Life Orb. He hasn't got Reflect or anything like that. An Airstream would just knock out the Landorus. But I detect he does Thunder Wave into the Zapdos, but he goes for Fly. And because I'm taunted, I can't Rage Powder next turn. A Sludge Bomb into the Thunderous. I need damage into it. I do poison it, which is nice. But I really made a mistake that turn there. That was a pretty poor move, I think. Although, was it? I mean, because if... I knew he couldn't protect. I was thinking he could maybe swap it into the Registeel, maybe not. Maybe it's not even Registeel in the back. But he can't protect it because it hasn't got Protect. I could get a big Brave Bird onto that slot. Nothing I can do about that. But if he then Thunderbolts my Zapdos, just forgoes the Thunder Wave because, I'm already +2 speed. If he just Thunderbolts the Zapdos there, then it's just my Amoonguss still taunted and a Azumarill versus Thunderous. And I can't beat that Thunderous. So I need to hope for a Fly Miss here. He actually swaps the Thunderous out here. Maybe he knows how important it is. And it is the Registeel in the back. Now, I was attacking into the Thunderous there because I can't attack into the Landorus, obviously, because it's flying up high. Close combat because I don't want all the recoil from Brave Bird. I guess to cover a Registeel as well, too. But I really didn't think he was going to swap that. I just one-shot the Registeel. Okay, I'm fine with that. I get rid of the taunt on my Amoonguss. Fly does hit, though, in the Zapdos. And now we're in a position that I didn't really want to be in. Because this Landorus has still got all of its HP. Well, 90% of it. And I've got my Amoonguss, I've got my Azumarill, they're both quite healthy. Landorus is threatening, though, with a Life Orb. And Thunderous is threatening the Azumarill with Thunderbolts, although I can Rage Powder that away. Well, I should Protect and Sludge Bomb here, shouldn't I? To maybe put the Thunderous in Aqua Jet range. Please tell me I do that. I'm Rage Powdering. Why? Why? Why am I doing that? Because a Thunderbolt and an Earthquake isn't going to knock the Amoonguss out, is it? Okay. Not bad. I suppose that wouldn't have worked out because for that play to work out for us, I need the... Oh, we missed the Thunderous there as well. If I did go for a Protect Sludge Bomb into the Thunderous there, I would have needed the Sludge Bomb and the Poison to knock it out, and I'm not sure it would. We missed the play rough there into a Thunderous. If I had any chance to win the game, maybe we needed that. Maybe we don't, because maybe that didn't make any difference between us, because an Earthquake just knocks the Azumarill out from here. I think if I had any way of winning the game there, I needed to protect the Azumarill. I can't take 2 Earthquakes with the Azumarill. I needed to protect the Azumarill that turn, hope with a critical hit or whatever I could knock the Thunderous out with a Sludge Bomb and the Poison, and then Belly Drum with the Azumarill and Aqua Jet. Well, that was the only way that I could have come through this, I think, because an Earthquake just knocks us out now. Although, let's see, a critical hit Aqua Jet. A critical hit Aqua Jet would have done it. Yeah. Because with the Rage Powder, they would have Rage Powdered away a Thunderbolt. A critical hit Aqua Jet into the Landorus would have knocked it out. Poison would have come into the Thunderous, protect, more poison into the Thunderous, and then it's in Aqua Jet range. So yeah, maybe I didn't play the end of that perfectly, but the turn that bothered me there was not going for the Brave Bird into the Landorus. I think that was the key play. That was the absolute key play that messed it up for me there. Because, okay, I mean, let's say he made the moves that he made, and he Thunder Waves my Zapdos, assuming I don't get fully paralyzed. I'm +2 Life Orb. A Brave Bird is one-shotting the Landorus. I think I survive all of the recoil, Life Orb recoil, Brave Bird recoil. I think I survived that. And we know that his Thunderous isn't max speed either, so my Zapdos would still have been faster than his Thunderous, and would have been faster than his Registeel as well. So then it would have just been a bit of a mind game, I suppose, of... Or would it have been a mind game? Maybe, because if I close combat into the Registeel and he protects, as he probably would, and Thunderbolts his Zapdos to knock it out, then that's bad. If I call that, as I probably would have done, and get the guaranteed damage with a close combat into the Thunderous and knock it out, as the Registeel protects, fine. Yeah, maybe that would have been fine, because the Amoonguss didn't have any speed boost, I don't think. Or maybe it did. But no, it didn't, because I swapped it out and swapped it back in again. But the Registeel probably would have been faster, but it would have got 1 Iron Defense off. I would have put it to sleep. Azumarill would have got its Belly Drum off, and then it would have just been a case of Aqua Jet, Aqua Jet, Aqua Jet. Oh, Play Rough technically does more damage, but it's 10% chance to miss. And just Rage Powder, Rage Powder, Rage Powder. Hope he doesn't wake up. Hope he doesn't get another Iron Defense. Hope I can do enough damage with a +6 Azumarill against a +2, maybe +4 defense. Yeah, Registeel. So yeah, I did. It would have been interesting to play it out if I did just go for the Brave Bird there into Landorus, but that was a big mistake, and I was actually kicking myself, probably even still at this point. But I felt comfortable in the game still. I know the Thunderous is a problem because it's got Taunt, but I felt comfortable in the game just to do the same, I think. Because I was thinking, if I just go for the Brave Bird there, I probably win, or I've got a good chance of winning, much better chance of winning than letting the thing go for a fly. If I'd withdrawn the Zapdos into Amoonguss that turn, into Azumarill that turn to get the fly, he would have got a free switch into the Registeel there. So yeah. And here is the Registeel. So my opponent making a nice play here is swapping up his turn 1. I was happy losing my... Well, I mean, I wasn't happy losing my Raichu here, but I feel that the damage on the Blastoise is important because I really struggle to touch these bulky water Pokemon. So at the time, I was happy just going for the double, going for the Airstring, going for the Thunderbolt into this Blastoise, getting the damage on it, put it in range of another attack, at the cost of losing my Raichu. But maybe Raichu was a lot more important in this game than I gave it credit for, because he's very, very wisely, very well preserved his Thundurus for later on. And I'm going to be losing my Raichu here. And again, he's got Taunt. Again, my Amoonguss is going to be in a position where it's not happy. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I am losing my Raichu here, but at the same time, a bit like in the last set, we are now in the position where I can Airstream and Spore things. So this is a decent position to be in. Just we've got to be wary of the Thundurus in the back, because I've got Azumarill in the back, which is not the best to go against a Thundurus with, and I've got a Zapdos here, where both of its moves are resisted. So, yeah, my opponent clearly recognizing there that the Thundurus is going to be big in this game, but still, you know, we can do some business with the Azumarill here. Hopefully. I'm thinking about this, aren't I? Am I expecting a max guard from the Blastoise? Because that would deny my speed boost on the Amoonguss. Do I want to Airstream into the Registeel for the guaranteed +1 speed on the Amoonguss? Or do I just want to guarantee that I'm not getting any damage on the Blastoise? Which it looks like I am doing. If the Registeel is faster than my Amoonguss here, then it will be getting a 9 defense, which is, again, not good. But at least, you know, as long as we keep the Zapdos around, we can do some damage to it. But again, I think I was debating there whether to go for the Knuckle or not, because with an Airstream, again, I am going to be at +2 speed and neutral if I'm paralyzed. I am faster. Oh, because I got the Airstream off. I did max guard, yes. But at the same time, I was tempted to Knuckle there, because at least then my Zapdos would threaten my Zapdos would threaten the Thundurus with a bit more damage. You know, close combat from a +2, +1, potentially +2. Life Orb is gonna, you know, potentially two-shot it. So my thinking there was that the +2 speed would give me more protection against a Thunder Wave. And now, this Thundurus is a problem. I'm thinking, surely the Thundurus has to taunt the Amoonguss here to stop me Rage Powdering, to stop me Sporing. And then Zapdos can do something this turn at least. Knuckle into the Registeel. So am I greedy, going for this Sludge Bomb? When the Spore would force him to taunt? Surely I Knuckle into the Registeel. Oh, okay. Into the that's fair enough as well, because I do need damage into the in the Thundurus. But we don't see a taunt here, and that was very, very well played by the opponent there, knowing, well, not knowing, but calling that I wasn't going to go for the Spore there. He just Thunderbolts into the Zapdos there. And I Sludge Bomb like an idiot into the Thundurus. Yeah. If I had gone for the Spore there, I would have been in a much better position. Registeel waking up is not good, though he does get a 9 defense off here. But if I had gone for the Spore and if I had gone for the Taunt, then I would still be in a pretty bad position. So I think that was maybe a little bit greedy of the opponent there to... I suppose maybe from his point of view, maybe he does need damage. Maybe, yeah, maybe thinking from his point of view, like he's lost his Blastoise, he's got Registeel, and he's got a Landorus that's going to activate my Defiant. He needs, like, his Thundurus really is his only way of touching my Zapdos, isn't it? So from his perspective, maybe he just wants the damage. But if I had gone for the Spore there, we would have been looking much better. Because then he wouldn't have been able to have taunted the Amoonguss this turn, and we would have been able to put the Registeel back to sleep, and things would be looking better. So there's a taunt. I expected he'd go for the taunt that turn, which he does. And, oh, actually, the close combat knocks out the Thunderous there. That's pretty big. And there you go. That's why I went for the Knuckle one of those turns. Because, yeah, that was a good amount of damage. And he Iron Defenses there. He doesn't body press my Zapdos. So I have still got my Zapdos. No, I haven't. I got all excited all over again. Those were the same emotions that I was going through the game, I think. I completely forgot. This must be the last turn of the Cannonade. I'm still not out of it. Because maybe I can Belly Drum here. Oh, it's Rillaboom. Yeah, it's not Landorus. It's not Landorus. I am reliving this right now as I was living it at the moment in time there. I thought it'd be Landorus in the back again. Of course the opponent's not going to switch up Pokemon. Of course he is. Yeah, he's a good player. And the game is over now. There's no way I can win this game. And actually, maybe Zapdos was so good in this game. If I'd just gone for the Spore the turn he didn't taunt me, that was key. That was absolutely key. Zapdos would have been in Grassy Glide range, though. So maybe I would have still lost, actually, thinking about it. Because I can't Rage Powder that away. I do play her off. I'm hoping for, like, I don't know, a Frail, Rillaboom, and a critical hit. But, yeah, you just go for the Fake Out into the Amoonguss. Player off doesn't, unfortunately, knock out the Rillaboom. Actually, here's a thought. Here is a thought. Azumarill, maybe you could have Steel Roller. What's that move called? Steel Roller? Steel Press? Steel Beam? Not Beam. The Steel move that's really powerful but gets rid of terrain. That would have been pretty good here to get rid of terrain. Although Rillaboom's probably still faster than the Azumarill. But, yeah, okay. So we've lost this game. And Steel Roller, that's it. Thank you very much. But yeah. Okay, so I know that I can't top cut now because this loss puts me at 4-3 in the tournament. And I don't really mind so much losing to, well, I don't really mind losing to anyone in this tournament, to be honest, because everyone's a good player. But the thing I was kicking myself were there was two turns in these two games that were really, really pivotal. In the first game, I should have just gone for the close combat instead of detecting the Zapdos, because the only way the Landorus is a threat to my Zapdos is with Fly. And how does he fly if I don't do anything to it on the first blooming turn? He was hoping for a full paralysis there, I guess. I should always have gone for the Brave Bird there. It was a guaranteed attack into that slot. And yeah, okay, I suppose you can't blame me for going for a Sludge Bomb instead of a Spore in the second game there, expecting the taunt, which was safe, and he probably would have been very fine if he taunted and I did Sludge Bomb still. Maybe it was a bit greedy from him, but if I'd Spored there, then the game would have been very different as well. I think I probably would have won too. So I guess it's always frustrating when you lose and you feel like there was ways to win, but it doesn't matter. I'm 4-3 now in the Players' Cup, and my goal going into the tournament was to finish positive. I just wanted to finish positive. 5-4 would have been okay. It's positive. 6-3 was now my goal. 6-3 is actually still impressive. Respectable. So that was my goal now. So, okay, no stress, no worries. Pressure's kind of off. I can't top cut now. So we've got 2 more rounds as well. It's been a pretty long day at this point, so there's only 2 more rounds. So let's see how they go. Let's play them out. Let's see what happens. And they're good games as well. Don't you worry about that. So, so for the benefit of those on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and join us next time for the next round.